The FA Cup final, the crowning occasion of football's oldest and greatest cup competition. The 153rd year of this world-renowned tournament will be remembered as one of the very best, as Crystal Palace claimed the first major trophy in their 120-year history. But, like all great stories, the journey makes this tale so special. This is the story of the 2024-2025 Emirates FA Cup. Coming up, we'll bring you all the defining moments from a captivating FA Cup season that delivered some historic upsets.
What a shot! Perhaps the greatest of modern times.
Incredible drama.
You can't hit them any better than that.
The unforgettable moments.
Think David Beckham. Think Xabi Alonso. Think Jamie Donnelly.
And everything else that makes the FA Cup so unique.
How about that for Hans, the building surveyor for part-time Tamworth?
August 2024, and non-league clubs around the country were starting their FA Cup campaigns.
When I came away from football slightly, I just decided I needed something to do. Can't sit at home and do nothing.
745 clubs entered this year's competition. Among them, Hanley Town, player managed by former FA Cup finalist Ryan Shotton.
And that's what people love. That's what we're sell a lot of, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes. Always in here in the morning, making sure we're right for the weekend, and then we'll be off to football after to get the lads ready and prepared for the game.
All right.
And you've got these lads that they've got a normal job, they're working hard, and then they actually come to enjoy playing football. And that's what I love about it. It gets you back to the core people that actually make football take happen.
The preliminary round saw another familiar name back in the Cup.
I expect my players to give me 100%. That's all I can ask for. You can't ask them to play well, you can't ask them to score goals, but you can ask them to give 100%, and that's what I do.
Here we go.
Are we going to win the FA Cup? Of course we're not, but the further we go, the more money the club makes. It is football, and it does happen. When I play this, happened many times to me. You have to take it on the chin.
Scunthorpe United were a major name in the second qualifying round. Years of decline had seen the club drop from second tier to sixth. They needed a new direction.
I couldn't walk away. I'm a grandma, I've got 8 grandkids, you know, we desperately wanted to at least try to save the club. We've fallen so far, you know, hopefully going forward the club's going to return to where it was.
The early rounds were all about non-league clubs, chasing the dream of reaching the competition proper. None more so than 8th tier Bishop's Cleeve.
This is special. There's a big buzz around the village, so we're very excited.
That's the beauty of the FA Cup, and that's what it can bring to community clubs like ourselves.
We're the village side in this cup competition, so let's just give it our best shot.
We're in the draw for the FA Cup on Monday. Guys, we're proud of you.
That was as far as Cleeve went, but 64 non-league clubs did reach the 4th qualifying round. Among them, Peterborough Sports and Rushall Olympic, who both had the chance to make some history.
Being the FA Cup first round would be phenomenal. If we can get over the line, it would just be a great achievement.
We know what the stakes are, but we've got to play the football match. And, you know, you can think it too far ahead, but it's about playing this game, doing well tonight, and hopefully that'll be enough.
The FA Cup has just been everything to me, and it's so important to respect this tournament more than anything, because it's just so historical and there's so much magic to be seen every tie, every year.
Yeah, it wasn't for the faint-hearted, was it? But I thought both teams went toe-to-toe, and we were the fortunate ones to win on penalties.
Obviously, we're devastated with being knocked out of the cup, and just gutted that the goalkeeper was that good today.
We're always in the history books, the first team from Russell Olympic to get to the first round proper. You know, it's a huge, huge occasion for the club, and this is what it's all about.
November, and clubs from League One and League Two entered the competition as we reached the first round. Under the lights, Tamworth of the National League hosted League One Huddersfield Town.
And did it go in off the goalkeeper? If it did, it'll count. And that's the weapon they've used. And it's Tamworth who take the lead.
That was definitely hectic. Honestly, my phone didn't stop for about 2 weeks. And people are, you know, doing this mad throwing sign and, you know, you play well done, you know, we're wishing the club nothing but the best. It's just great.
First shock of the first round. And look at the sheer delight.
There was a derby as non-league Kettering made the short trip to League One neighbours Northampton Town.
Hearts into Miller! It's the magic man, Luca Miller, on off the bench and onto the score sheet. Ranger! Comeback complete! Kettering Town are the headline makers on first round Saturday.
Scoring a winning goal like that, leaping like a salmon, and I had cramp at the end, but I still got there. Loved it. Loved every second of it. It was amazing.
What a night that is. My head is booming, my heart's pounding. Yeah, absolutely great. So I'm absolutely over the moon for the club, the fans, my players, the whole thing. Yeah, it's great.
And there were more shocks and surprises as non-league defeated Football League.
In the 90th minute, Wealdstone have surely won it and got passage to round two at the expense of Grimsby.
Dion Pereira's penalty was enough to secure Dagenham and Redbridge's place in round two as Crewe went out. The tie of the round came at Keys Park as the lowest-ranked club in the draw, Hensford Town, raced into a 3-goal lead against Gainsborough Trinity.
Dominic McHale makes it 3-0, and surely it's all over.
But Gainsborough staged a remarkable comeback to keep themselves in the tie.
Oh, what a goal! What a remarkable cup tie. And he's done it. Gainsborough coming from 3-0 down, and ultimately they go through.
9 non-league clubs went through to round two, including Harborough Town.
First time in the first round, they're heading for the second round now.
First round weekend also highlighted the inspiring story of Worthing owner George Dowell.
I joined Worthing Football Club when I was 15. I'd played for the club for a couple of years until I was 17, and then I had a road traffic accident that resulted in a spinal cord injury that left me paralysed from the chest down. I didn't really hold out much hope for my life after that, to be honest, because all I knew up until that point was playing football. Had some money left over from my compensation that I had set aside to almost create a career for myself, and then when the opportunity to buy the club came up, I was like, that's a no-brainer and a career that I'd absolutely love. So I just took a punt and did it.
We all have our own personal ambitions and we want to do well as a team, but we want to help create special moments for George and, you know, with the club that he's built here, essentially. It's a big motivating factor for us.
It wasn't to be Dowell's day as Worthing were beaten by Morecambe. But Rebels fans have so much hope for the future at the club that George built.
Worthing's a big town and we feel like it can sustain a club in the Football League, and that's what we're aiming for.
But there was a moment to forget for Rushall's keeper and qualifying hero, Paul White, as their run also came to an end. Harrogate guaranteed their best ever cup run after springing a surprise, beating League One Wrexham.
Well-worked set piece has Harrogate dreaming of a cup upset in round one.
Chasing more cup magic, Tamworth made the trip to Burton, where a stoppage-time equaliser took the tie to penalties.
Burton's top scorer this season is denied by Singh. Decisive penalty from Hollis, and Tamworth are at it again.
An injury to a match official didn't distract Dagenham and Redbridge, who did their talking on the pitch, scoring twice to beat AFC Wimbledon in SW17. Kettering continued their cup form, finding the net early on against Doncaster.
It's won back by Noel Williams. Noel Williams scores a brilliant goal!
But a second-half turnaround by the League Two side broke the Poppies' hearts.
Sharp with the shot, it's loose. Sharp again, and Billy Sharp has done it. And the 38-year-old has come up with another massive goal for his team.
Harbour Town made headlines, recruiting a former Spurs star and Brazilian international for their tie with Reading.
In Brazil, everyone watch football. We love football, and they know FA Cup. And my friends, my family, they will watch the game and they will give me that energy, because I will need. The pressure is on. But I am excited. I'm not nervous. I'm excited and happy to do it. And I just want to do good, you know, for them as well, because I know it's very important for them as well.
Sandro's last professional game was in the Portuguese second division back in 2022. How fit is he? He looks good. Here come Harbour again! O'Sullivan fires them in front!
Having led twice against Reading, a late equaliser, and further goals in extra time saw the Royals steal it, spelling the end of the road for Harbour and Sandro. The second round also saw a repeat of last season's National League playoff final. And there was a sense of unfinished business.
It's quite ironic we've been pitched against Solihull again after last year.
I tried to forget about it, to be perfectly honest. I think they've moved on, we've moved on.
The margin was down to one penalty kick in the end, so we're not getting carried away that we're the favourites.
Now the target for both was reaching the third round for the first time.
Here's Wilkinson, turning well and shooting well too. This is Whiteley. And Bromley are level. And Emirates coming in. He's caught the goalkeeper out. He's caught the left back out as well. They're 2-1 in front now. And here's Wilkinson letting fly. That's a brilliant effort. Solihull go out and Bromley into the third round for the first time in their entire history.
In East London, Josh Keeley made history for Leyton Orient, becoming the first goalkeeper to score from open play in the competition proper, sparking an O's comeback against Oldham Athletic.
To score a goal for a goalkeeper is so rare. To make it happen was the best feeling I'll probably ever feel in the rest of my life.
And Gainsborough's fighting spirit was on show again. But one Harrogate goal brought 7th-tier Trinity's cup run to an end.
Harrogate Town have made their pressure pay. They are through to round 3 of the FA Cup for only the second time in their history.
Still to come, the major names enter the competition, and we'll relive all the twists and turns of the Emirates FA Cup third round. Stay tuned. The FA Cup third round draw, one of the great days on the football calendar, and it didn't disappoint.
Number 40 is going to the Lamb Ground.
Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester City will be playing Salford City.
Number 23,
Manchester United.
51.
Accrington Stanley.
Accrington Stanley? Who are they? Exactly.
60.
They'll be taking on Bromley.
Bromley Town.
I think that draw went down pretty well.
Tamworth's reward for their cup exploits was a captivating clash with Premier League giants Tottenham, and there was genuine belief they could cause a shock.
Can they win it? Late on so famously. Cross looks for Kunan Liebert. He'll get a second chance to win it! Oh! Glory was in front of his eyes! And Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham with the mighty name are held by Tamworth at the 90-minute mark.
Despite taking Tottenham to extra time, Tamworth's fairy tale run came to an end as Spurs escaped in Staffordshire.
Oh, that's a mistake. Comes to Brennan Johnson. He sealed it now. Tamworth 0, Spurs 3.
I thought it was immense from the boys. You know, a part-time team playing a team like that. 90th minute, it was a scrambling that bottom goal. We could have won that game 1-0. We were that close to knocking Tottenham out of the FA Cup.
In West London, Brentford was stunned as bottom of the Championship Plymouth Argyle pulled off the shock of the round. Morgan Whittaker's goal sealed an impressive victory.
I agreed just the night before to become the new manager of Argyle, and the performance on the pitch against Brentford was just fantastic, and the atmosphere was like, yeah, this is England.
Dagenham and Redbridge have come a whole 13 miles to be here. It's Millwall at the Den. Who's looking sharpest? That's not a bad cross. And it could yet be bundled in. Ivanovic, a header off the floor. Brian on the overlap. Millwall looking to put this to bed, and they have. But look at that for a jinking run. Oh, what a moment! Dagenham and Redbridge, it has been a fine run, but it is back to the National League travails for them. Final score, Millwall 3, Dagenham and Redbridge 0.
Just hours before Everton's FA Cup run began, head coach Sean Dyche was sacked.
I don't think it's a surprise to any of us, really. It's been coming. The style of football has been very dire and very dour for a long time now. It's not what we want to see.
I think he should have realised earlier on that that style of football isn't going to work with what he had here.
I think he's a really good guy, very honest man, but just the brand of football has just got a bit untenable, I think, for the supporters.
Club legends Seamus Coleman and Leighton Baines stepped in to fill the void for Goodison Park's last ever third-round tie.
Armstrong. Oh, threads it through, and Beto, no flag, it has to be, and this! Limited celebration. It's been that kind of day if you're an Everton fan. A chance to send Everton through to round 4, which he's done.
Obviously things were happening and evolving as the day was going on, and then quickly I had to make my way across to the team hotel and speak with the players. But it's a proud moment, and it means the world to me that I got to do it with Seamus.
North London was the stage for a heavyweight clash between FA Cup giants, Arsenal and Manchester United, and it would go the distance.
Well, scenes reminiscent of encounters past.
After a hard-fought game, Altay Bayındır emerged United's hero, with Joshua Zirkzee scoring the decisive shootout penalty.
Welcome to Villa Park for this Emirates FA Cup third-round tie between Aston Villa and West Ham United.
Graham Potter took over just before West Ham's cup clash, but the new manager bounce failed to materialise as Aston Villa's second-half turnaround sent the Hammers out.
West Ham looking bewildered.
Manchester City became the first club since 1990 to score 8 goals in the third round, with Pep Guardiola's kids handing Salford City and their class of 92 owners a harsh lesson. In a welcome break from league struggle, Crystal Palace edged past League One Stockport, with Eberechi Eze the difference. As Leyton Orient geared up to host Derby County, both clubs knew Manchester City awaited the winner.
Well, when the draw came out, we sort of beat Derby, so everyone starts ringing, and literally as a draw was out, the chairman is ringing me, no pressure, but you've got to win this one.
Charlie Kelman put the O's ahead, and after a third straight game going to extra time for Orient, Josh Keeley once again emerged as the hero. League Two Doncaster also pulled off an upset against Championship opposition, beating Hull on penalties. Harry Clifton clinching a 5-4 shootout win for former Hull manager Grant McCann. Bromley made their third-round debut facing Premier League Newcastle, and the League Two new boys couldn't have made a better start.
Whiteley playing it forward, Cameron Congreve! Oh, it's sensational! St James's Park is stunned. How about this? Newcastle United 0, Bromley 1.
But Newcastle turned the tide, with Wulasula securing the win with his first ever Magpies goal.
Bromley leave Tyneside with the heads held high.
All eyes in round 4 were on home park as Plymouth Argyle, bottom of the Championship, welcomed Premier League leaders Liverpool.
Huge moment now for Plymouth Argyle, and in from Ryan Harding. It could be one of the greatest moments in the modern history of the FA Cup if they can hold on to it. Simicast with the free kick in, half-headed away, back across the goal. Núñez must be! What a save! Connor Hazard! What a Plymouth hero in an afternoon of heroes! What a shot! Perhaps the greatest of modern times. Plymouth, bottom of the Championship, have beaten Liverpool by 1-0.
Having Liverpool here at the home park is big already. To manage to deliver this kind of performance, to manage in the end to beat them, to win this game, it's something that will remain forever a part of this club and a part of history, and the lads deserve it.
24 hours earlier in East London, it had looked for a long time as though Manchester City would be the scalp of the round.
Look at the pressure there, that's good. And Ortega backpedaling, it's in! Jamie Donnelly has scored an unbelievable goal for Leyton Orient. That is fantastic. Hit by Lewis, deflected and in. Manchester City are level. De Bruyne making a run and Grealish has found him. And De Bruyne has reached it and scored. It's a delightful finish from De Bruyne. And Manchester City are into the 5th round of the Emirates FA Cup.
The boys, they left everything out there, and that's all they could ask for.
Today, everybody that's woke up on a Saturday morning who's watched a really, really good cup time. This is what the English FA Cup is all about. The underdogs being given a chance, and to take a team like that to the wire is a proud moment for everyone.
At St Andrews, there was an explosive battle between two clubs feeling the force of new ownership, as Newcastle United faced League One's champions-elect, Birmingham City.
It's an early Birmingham corner here. It's a deep one. That's Anderson. That's led! 40 seconds! And Birmingham are in front. Nice turn from Wilson. Willock was setting off, but Wilson can go again. Trying to make the most of his first start of the season. Osula, Willock. It's a goal! Peacock Farrell thought he kept it out. It's a goal for Joe Willock, but it's contentious. And Newcastle United, to some relief, are level. Longstaff slid in for Livramento. Willock's there, Wilson's there, Osula was in there. I think it's Wilson's goal. It's a typical Callum Wilson goal. Target clears. Iwata! You can't hit them any better than that. It's breathtaking, it's brilliant. It is a stunning goal for 2-2. Willock. Now Livramento. Longstaffs. And it's Willock! who started it all off and finishes it off, and may well have finished off Birmingham City here. And where there's a Willock, there's a way.
Good response from the players. We're really tested mentally and physically. Really good comeback, and we're delighted to get through.
At Exeter, real drama, as Nottingham Forest needed to dodge, becoming the second Premier League club to exit in the southwest.
Josh McGuinness is there! Exeter in front!
There's a lot of upsets in the cup, and that could possibly be one of them. We worked hard, we dug in deep. Tyro's was a great goal. I think he pulled it down and bent it in the far corner, so yeah, great goal from Tyro. Yeah, I was very happy for him.
So this is it, Nico Williams. If he scores, they're through.
Nico, he's a very good penalty taker. You always sort of rely on Nico to hit the back of the net, and he did do that day.
It's Williams, and Nottingham Forest are into the 5th round of the FA Cup.
In Yorkshire, Doncaster saw their cup run ended at the hands of Crystal Palace.
Cold, windy night, tough pitch, tough place to go sometimes, and you've got to be professional, get the job done. And then I think Justin scored in the second half, lifted it over the goalkeeper.
Devaney this time finds a quite glorious finish.
Kaoru Matoma's controversial goal helped Brighton to a 2-1 win over Chelsea.
And Matoma with a wonderful finish, and Brighton take the lead.
VAR's not here, otherwise I think that would have been ruled out.
There was an unhappy return to Old Trafford for former player and interim manager Ruud van Nistelrooy, whose Leicester side lost in late controversy.
It's Maguire! Manchester United have won it!
And in all, 6 top-flight clubs went out in round 4, Everton and Tottenham, 2 other high-profile casualties.
Morgan Rogers may well have put this FA Cup tie beyond Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, very happy. It really was a fantastic match against Tottenham, very difficult team, and we played very well, really very well.
A cup tie that delivered everything it promised. It finishes Aston Villa 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1.
Still to come, just 16 clubs remained as we reached round 5, and the competition really began to hot up. After stunning Liverpool, Plymouth's next challenge saw them hit the road for Premier League champions Manchester City.
I think that's what we're most famous for as Argyle fans, is the travel and the days out.
We're on the way to Manchester, big game today. Left about 8, sun's shining, yeah, buzzing to go. Go on, you Brits.
If it was a mammoth task, Plymouth believed, striking with their very first touch inside the city area.
And they've scored. Talavierov, who makes them go wild with delight at the Plymouth end. Foden leaves it. De Bruyne takes it, and the header is a very successful one from Nico O'Reilly. It's a deeper one, and Nico O'Reilly at the double here. It's not been easy, but Manchester City are into another FA Cup quarter-final.
We gave actually Manchester City a good game. These are moments we can take with us and we can be proud of.
At Old Trafford, Manchester United fronted up to Fulham.
Xerxes fails, and Fulham celebrate at Old Trafford.
When I saved the Xerxes penalty, I think all the emotions came out and all the pressure came off our shoulders, and yeah, very special.
Following the nail-biter with Exeter, Nottingham Forest were nerveless again, beating Ipswich on penalties.
It's saved, and it's Nottingham Forest who'll go to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup.
At stake at Deepdale, Lancashire pride, as Preston met Burnley.
Will Keane for Preston, their greatest day of the season.
Aston Villa welcome back fan favourite Anwar El Ghazi. But Cardiff City felt the full force of Villa's impressive January recruitment.
Deadlock broken. It's that combination, Rashford and Asensio.
At Selhurst, a South London derby saw Crystal Palace beat Millwall.
And Nketiah! And that should be that.
Brighton made the 350-mile trip to St James's, chasing a quarter-final place against a Newcastle side who also had a League Cup final looming.
Brilliant ball into Welbeck! Danny Welbeck! Has he won it for Brighton? The man who's won this competition beforehand.
Bournemouth hosted Wolves 7 days after a 1-0 league defeat against the same opponents at the same venue.
Future does exist, just exist in our mind. You understand? Today we know that we are here to compete. We'll do our best.
I think we have to go step by step. No, obviously, if we win today, only eight teams will be in competition, and you play quarterfinals for a chance to be in Wembley. But these things only happen if you win today.
Semenyo's latched onto that. Oh, and Johnson's come a long way, and the rebound is buried by Evan Nielsen. It's going to be picked up by Cunha. He's going to have a go. Oh, my word! Magic from Mateus Cunha. Kirkes wants to get the ball back, and Cunha's latched out. That is very, very silly, and so is that. It's a red card. Cunha is off. Well, we're heading for a penalty shootout. Sudden death then. Traoré, oh, it's off the bar. And Bournemouth now will have the chance to win it. Luis Sinisterra does the business. Bournemouth are into the quarter-finals after an epic FA Cup tie.
And so, 8 clubs now stood 1 win away from Wembley Stadium. Aston Villa faced the last remaining non-Premier League side.
Preston North End hope to pull off an upset here as the lowest-ranked team left in the competition. Asensio sends it forward, and via Ramsey it's collected by Luca Digne into Marcus Rashford, who scores his first goal for Aston Villa and breaks the deadlock. There was a challenge on Rodgers, penalty. It's Marcus Rashford against Di Cornell, and it's 2-0. 2 quick goals from Villa's number 9 has the travelling fans dreaming of Wembley. Nicely done, Jacob Ramsey. Quite a surge of pace, super play, what a finish.
Preston's Wembley dreams were over.
3-0 Aston Villa. The semi-final awaits for Unai Emery and his team.
Buzzing to get the goal today and go to Wembley, my first time, and hopefully it's a successful one.
With the FA Cup their last chance of Wembley, the heat was on Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, as Bournemouth chased a first-ever FA Cup semi-final.
Haaland against Kepa. And Kepa is the hero! And City squander a major opportunity. This is Brooks. And dangerous, and Kluivert, and in!
With City 1-0 down at the break, Guardiola looked to his bench, sending on Nico O'Reilly and Omar Marmoush.
O'Reilly, whose impact has been notable already, feeds Haaland, and this time he takes the chance. And there, a case of a substitution paying instant dividends. Manchester City level. Semenyo, but he hasn't got a hold of it. O'Reilly has. Beautifully done for Marmoush. That's quite the entrance. And it's quite the turnaround here in the FA Cup for Manchester City.
7 times in a row semi-final FA Cup, so
No team has done it, and it will be difficult for one team to do what these legendary players do.
On the south coast, Brighton and Nottingham Forest played out a stalemate.
Williams half thinking about shooting, and Gibbs-White does shoot. A good stop by Verbruggen. It's Gomez again. Oh, what a save! What a save! And yet again, Nottingham Forest find themselves involved in a penalty shootout.
And once again, Matt Sells was the Forest hero.
The teenager, Jack Hinchelwood, takes on the responsibility here and is saved. Diego Gomez. And he fires it straight at Sells, who stays strong. And Sells to save 2 in a row. Ryan Yates. This to send Nottingham Forest to Wembley. And he's done it. It doesn't matter how you do it, just that you do it.
Forest were through to their first semi-final in 34 years.
It's going to be a beautiful moment for all of us in our journey, our fans going back to Wembley again.
Fulham hosted Palace in a London derby.
Since round 3, Palace have won 9 out of 11 matches, including each of the last 4. They're the form team for sure.
And Palace continued that wonderful run.
Inside to Eze. Beautifully done from Eze! Oh, it is a scintillating goal! Crystal Palace surge into the lead in stunning style. Lerma to the goal scorer, Eze. Running a burger, good ball in, it's 2-0! It's Ismail Assar! Kamada. Oh, it's a good ball. And Ketia, is he onside? Well, he smashed it in. And the Wembley arch looms large for Crystal Palace.
It was like party atmosphere, so delighted for them. They deserve this day out, and yeah, they'll be phenomenal at Wembley.
Down to the last 4 in the FA Cup. Manchester City hunting an 8th FA Cup. Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest aiming to win it for the first time since the 50s. And Palace searching for their first major trophy. April, Wembley, and the Final 4. It was all set up to be a special weekend at the National Stadium. After a memorable run to the Champions League quarter-finals, Aston Villa hoped to make a first cup final in a decade. Oliver Glasner had not lost against them in 4 games since becoming Crystal Palace manager. But none of those games mattered as much as this one.
It's just a great Saturday afternoon at Wembley and in a fantastic atmosphere, and will be a memory for life.
Sarr. Suddenly Palace are fancying this. Eze! Oh! Eberechi Eze with a semi-final sensation. Comes out to Wharton. Ooh, what's Anthony Taylor going to make of this penalty? Eze caught. It's a really big moment in the semi-final for Crystal Palace, and Marteta has missed. Martinez takes the credit. There's some backpedaling, and he keeps it out. Digne turned aside by Henderson, who's suddenly become a busy man. Good work by Wharton. Here's Sarr. Great goal! Palace lead 2-0. Ismail Assar just drilled it home. Nketiah. And can Sarr get away here and really settle it? Ismail Assar. What a way to wrap it up. Game, set, and match to Crystal Palace. They'll be back on the 17th of May.
I thought we were astonishingly good today. Really, really good. Every single man across the pitch.
It's amazing. South London really came out tonight, and I think we all felt the love.
This is a big one for the fans. They deserve it. They were a massive part of it today, and hopefully they can do it again in 3 weeks' time.
Special day. Grateful to God for the opportunity to play here and to win and to go to the final. We want to go all the way and we believe we can do it.
So Palace had reached their third FA Cup final. But who would they meet? In a tale of contrasting seasons, just 1 point separated Nottingham Forest and Manchester City in the Premier League. But City were aiming to make their third FA Cup final in 3 years.
Kovacic trying to make inroads, and Lewis with an early chance! And a special start for Manchester City!
I had a feeling I was going to score today. As soon as I left my foot, I felt like I'd scored and, luckily it went in.
Callum Hudson-Odoi. Elanga waits. And the stage was set for him. Potential here for Manchester City, and Sells has to work. And Kovacic! Oh, remarkable! Well, Matt Sells has produced plenty of moments of heroism in this FA Cup run. None bigger than that. And Manchester City's lead is doubled. Joško Gvardiol powers it home. Gibbs wide. He's so unlucky.
As soon as I hit the crossbar, I had a feeling it wasn't our day.
Oh, and a mistake has opened the door. Oh, and Gibbs White curses the woodwork again. What a mighty let-off.
I hold my hands up and apologise. I should have scored at least one of them.
Forest have 5 in the area here. Commitment of numbers. Oh, and the bounce of the ball. Again the post from Awani. And Gibbs White. And a flying Ortega denies him. It's City. Success in their 7th successive FA Cup semi-final.
7 semi-finals in a row, 3 finals in a row. It's not bad.
Heartbreak for Gibbs White and co. But City march on to the final.
It's devastating. I feel sorry for the fans. We gave it our everything. Sad to go out like that.
We did a great job again. It wasn't an easy game, but yeah, they're a good team, obviously, and yeah, we are in the final.
And so to the showpiece. Wembley Stadium glowed in the sunshine as Manchester City made their third appearance in as many years. And Crystal Palace were eyeing a first final win at the third time of asking.
I fancy Palace, I think most people do. Because obviously this is not the City that we're used to seeing, that dominant City.
My heart says I want the Palace to win because of the emotions and the stories, but then you can never look past Manchester City and the quality that they have in that team still.
We've been here a few times, we've been spoilt rotten, but you never get emotion like the FA Cup fan.
I've seen 2 defeats over the last 35 years, so hopefully third time lucky.
It's tough to go against City because they have been here before and managed to perform in these big moments.
They've got a good side together, so hopefully they will get trophies, but not today.
We've got every opportunity that we've ever had. It's our best chance ever, I think.
It's going to be tough, we know that. We'll have to play our best, but I think they're ready. I think the boys are ready, I think the fans are ready. I think they're ready to change the story. Let's see if we can do it.
Before the game, the Palace supporters unveiled a poignant tifo with special meaning for 2 fans who lost their father in 2017.
We all had our flags going at the beginning, so that we couldn't even see it. We didn't notice it. It was only someone sat behind us and said, "Is that you two?" And then showed us the photo, and then from then it was just tears.
It shows everyone's still human, everyone goes through the same loss of each family member, but we're all still together in that one moment.
Still viewed around the world as the stellar domestic club competition. FA Cup final day. There have been 44 different winners. Palace striving to make it 45. So away we go. De Bruyne is on it quickly again towards Haaland! And it's kept out by Henderson on the stretch. Eze arrives on the scene, the same as the semi-final, the same as at City. And with their first blow struck in anger, Crystal Palace take the lead. It's a long ball for Haaland, but Henderson has got there. Erling Haaland has given Crystal Palace a massive problem here. The on-field decision is correct from VAR's point of view. Bernardo Silva going forward. Big shouts by City for a penalty. Here goes Marmouche, and it's saved by Henderson. Haaland following it out, and Henderson's there again. Brilliant work from the goalkeeper. City waste the golden opportunity. Doku inside Munoz, couldn't touch him. It's an extraordinary reach by Henderson, but the danger's not clear yet. De Bruyne! And Henderson again has come up trumps. De Bruyne, Echeverri, parried by Henderson. Another great save. De Bruyne! Henderson dives, but didn't need to. There's a new name on the FA Cup. It's Crystal Palace.
The winners of the Emirates FA Cup.
Oliver's Army on their way to collecting the first major trophy. Crystal Palace, FA Cup winners 2025.
Everybody should enjoy it, and it's really massive what the players have done.
We did everything, but this is about goals, and they scored one, so congratulations, Crystal Palace.
I never thought we'd lift silverware in my life. I don't even know what to do tonight.
I'm 93 now, so I've had to wait a long time to win the FA Cup. So it's a wonderful occasion for me.
When you're a little kid, these are things you dream of, this competition, especially for a player like me, it's phenomenal.
Just walked past all the Man City supporters. They were just lovely, kind. No one said anything. They congratulated me.
You know, it's Palace's first ever trophy, so congrats to them.
I feel proud of everybody and pleased that we've created this outcome. That's probably my wildest dream when I arrived, and we've achieved it.
We just turned up. We turned up and we did the business, and that's all that. You have a bit of luck, but Palace have won the FA Cup.
So congratulations to Crystal Palace, FA Cup winners and history makers. And to everyone who had their very own moment of cup joy over the last 10 months. See you next season.